Look, 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 look. What a true wonder I present to you today. It's easy to make. It looks this good, and with simple ingredients. So today is a day to enjoy.
And today we're going to make some incredible chicken tortillas.
I'm Pelayo, and this is Saladolandia. And look, what dish do I have here? Look, 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 look. What a great look, huh? Well, they are some chicken pancakes that are super easy to make and are finger-licking good over and over and over again.
So everyone pay attention to the video, because today it's super easy and gives a tremendous result.
Let's go for it. To prepare this marvel, we need the following ingredients: 2 chicken breasts, half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 large size 50 eggs,
70 grams of flour, which is more or less
1/2 cup and 3.5 ounces, 1/2 package of grated cheese, a tablespoon of oregano, another of parsley, 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, call it what you want, and breadcrumbs for breading, plus salt and pepper to taste, and a tablespoon of meat concentrate.
The first thing we have to do is cut the chicken. We are going to cut it into large pieces. You don't have to work too hard on it, so I'm going to divide each breast into 3 long strips, and those in turn, I'm going to cut into pieces.
This size, what do you see on screen? That easy.
Then we're going to cook and shred it, so you don't have to work too hard on it either.
Then we place a pot on medium-high heat, and when it starts to boil, we dissolve a teaspoon of meat concentrate in this water.
If you don't have this product, you can add the typical little chicken broth cube, beef, or simply direct chicken broth. Then we add the spices, which is a tablespoon of oregano and 2 cloves of garlic and half an onion. We add the chicken that we just cut into cubes, and we are going to cook it for about 20 minutes, not before seasoning, that is, adding salt and pepper.
The amount of salt to add depends on personal preference. Add more salt for a saltier taste, or less for a milder flavor. I'm going to make it a bit bland, so I add just a little bit of salt, nothing more, and pepper. The same with a little touch to give it a bit of joy. That works for me, but if you like it very strong, add a bit more. We're here to enjoy. We have to do things to each one's taste. Then you stir a little, making sure everything is more or less submerged. And we're going to put the lid on the pot and let this cook from when it starts to boil again. Let it boil well for about 20 minutes or whatever it takes for your chicken to be perfectly cooked inside. So, let's wait a bit. After a little while, you can see that it's boiling strongly. We can remove it from the heat, and then, once it's cooled down a bit, we can take out the pieces of chicken.
In fact, if you make this recipe, you can prepare the chicken early in the morning, even the day before, and then on the same day, just make the mixture and
cook it. Come on, there we go. Chicken rescued from the pot, then it's time to shred it. What is that? Well then, turn it into small crumbs, as easy as taking each piece and with very clean hands, start crushing it so it turns into that, a kind of small crumbs.
So here we are going to spend a few minutes taking each cube of chicken that we have cooked and turning it into what you see now on screen. Some loose crumbs of real chicken. Look, 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 look. Perfect.
And besides, this already has all the flavors that we had put in the pot at the beginning.
We are going to add parsley. If it's fresh, much better.
You could also use cilantro, no problem. A little more oregano if you want. I like it, so I add it and the 2 eggs go inside. And I keep adding tasty little things. You see? Simply add the rest of the ingredients we haven't used yet. Now add the flour inside. Just like that, directly, without working too hard, I'm going to break the yolks. They always mix a little better. And now I add the mayonnaise, or whatever you call it, inside.
If you have a pastry spatula like me, much better, because there's always something stuck to the cup. It never fails, and I like to take advantage of it. Everything's good added, and we have the cheese left to put in.
100 grams or half a little packet. This, also to the consumer's taste, each one whatever they want. I am using mozzarella, but you can put whatever you like best. And why not mixed, which is also super good? A bit of nuance is there. Then you have to crush it very well. Mix everything until you have a uniform dough.
We have reached today's trick, which is very, very simple.
Simply, once you have all this dough prepared, don't yet start the process of frying them.
Wait a little bit. Give it at least half an hour, so it can settle and thus be more manageable, more compact, and even better. Well, when it has the texture you see on screen, cover the container with a lid or cling film and wait half an hour. After half an hour of working on the internet, time flies by.
When that time has passed, with super clean hands, we're going to make the pancakes whatever size you want.
So we take a piece and I'm going to make them relatively small and chubby. I make a little ball, flatten it well, and then, with the help of the palm of my hand, I round and flatten it.
So that I get a disc, see? There, it's perfect. We give it a bit of shape if we want to put some effort into it. And done, we now have one of the chicken tortillas ready to fry.
So now I'll spend a bit of time preparing them all and voila, here they are.
Once prepared, we're going to directly coat them in breadcrumbs. Here you could even add a bit of garlic or any flavor you like to the breadcrumbs.
But I'm going to make them with pure breadcrumbs, that's for sure. Plenty of it.
I dip them well in the bread so that the bread sticks well and covers both the sides and the circumference around the sides. Let's make sure the breadcrumbs are sticking all over.
You can use a fork and everything will be much cleaner. Then we heat the oil also at a medium-high level. And we wait until when we put something wooden in the center like this spatula, bubbles come out.
That means the oil is already ready and warm. It's my trick to always have it just right. And we add these tortillas that we had prepared directly to fry. They won't take long, so stay alert. I think they'll brown in a couple of minutes.
Once they are golden on one side, simply flip them over. You can toast them more or less to your liking. It's no problem.
And then we brown them on the other side again.
It's important that they are evenly golden on both sides.
Once you see that they're ready, well, we take them out. And now they're ready. Look at how this looks. We've already drained a bit of the oil. Remember, a lot of people skip this step. And it's important when you make something like this, well fried, before adding it to the dish. Do that with a utensil that has little holes like this one. Wait a few seconds for most of the oil to fall off and it's ready.
This little gesture softens a lot and makes all the fried foods less oily.
And another great trick is to place them there, as you're seeing always, on a plate with plenty of kitchen or absorbent paper underneath.
That will soak up some of the excess oil and they will be crispy on the outside, but well cooked and juicy.
One more trick so that things are not oily, which never feels good.
Then to present, I'm going to use a small round plate with a little sauce in the middle. But here, let your imagination run wild. Everyone can do it however they want.
The goal is that in addition to being delicious and beautiful, it is well presented.
So do it as you want, as you like. The only important thing is that you enjoy and don't work too hard.
Life also needs to give time to personal enjoyment. Come on, we're finishing. I hope you like the recipe and dare to prepare it one day, because it will surprise you.
It's spectacular, it's very tasty, and it's a different way to eat chicken. I really hope you liked it and dare to try it. I'm convinced you're going to enjoy it.
And the video is coming to an end. And here I have the evidence of the crime. Look, 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 what a marvel, what color, crunchy. I'm going to open them. Look, 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 look. Looks great. They're delicious. They have a crispy touch on the outside, and the inside is a soft chicken-flavored dough that's really good. Plus, since you add the touch with the spices you like, they're always going to be perfect for you. A marvel. And since I'm bringing it up, write down here in the comments,
what personal touch would you add to this recipe, which is already very good, to make it more your style? That way I pick up ideas from you guys and learn a lot. In the meantime, while you think about the extra touch you would add and write it to me,
can you watch this piece of video that you see has a good look, doesn't it?
Click here to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't yet, activate the bell for notifications. And every Thursday and Sunday, they will notify you that we have another delicious treat for you.